According to Feeding America, food banks are facing unprecedented challenges as inflation takes a toll on the economy. WGEM's Layla Martinez has the details on the impact and the efforts being made to address the issue.
As we approach the holiday season, food banks across the country are grappling with the harsh reality of a strained economy. Inflation is hitting hard, affecting not only consumers, but also the vital resources that support those in need. We spoke with an official from Ladies of Charity who shared exactly what they are facing here in town.
Everything's more expensive for us. Our prices have gone up. You know, we're doing okay, but we have definitely noticed the prices of just about everything.
The surge in inflation has led to an increase in the cost of living, impacting families' budgets and straining the resources of food banks. With rising demands for assistance, many of these organizations are finding it challenging to keep up.
Recently, but in the last several months, have seen many items that we can't get. Some of our shelves are getting bare as to, what we can offer.
The timing couldn't be more critical as we approach the holiday season, a time when demand traditionally sees a significant uptick. Food banks, which play a pivotal role in ensuring everyone has access to a warm meal during the holidays, are facing the daunting task of meeting the increased needs in the midst of economic uncertainties.
We don't run out of food, but we get pretty close. So we do have to get a weekly shipment, and then sometimes we have to supplement a little more in midweek. Sometimes we have food that's not available because of the food chain, So we make do with what we've got.
Despite the challenges, communities are rallying to support their local food banks. Fundraising efforts, food drives, and volunteer initiatives are underway across the nation.
Postal Service and grocery stores that'll have a food drive, and those will probably be starting. A lot of times we see those at the holiday times, but of course our need is 12 months out of the year.